Alright guys, I have literally started and stopped this video probably about 50 times because for some reason I am nervous today to be talking about myself. And I literally just sat here and I told myself, you know what, you're not going to push the stop button again. You're going to just share your heart, and hopefully my mission and my message will speak to at least one person today to help inspire you, maybe help you see the potential of your own self, and take that next step towards building a life that you ultimately want to live. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Val Bazo. I have created a very successful online business using a health and wellness platform, and ultimately using social media, a Google search bar, YouTube to figure it all out. Okay, so I've been in business for 5.5 years. I started 5.5 years ago, literally at ground zero with zero experience, did not even have a computer whenever I signed up to do this business. I just knew that it was something that I could develop a passion for because I personally at the time needed to lose about 20 pounds to feel comfortable in my own skin. And I just needed a community of women who would support and uplift me versus a community of women that maybe I had been a part of at one point in my life, of the gossipy, not very nice crowd, and that was not who I was and never someone who I wanted to be a part of. So I saw this community through Team Beachbody of a potential of not only being able to do an at-home program to work on my own self, but I could earn some money doing it while building a community of women of my own through a team, and being a part of an amazing organization that had already been established. So that was really like, I felt called to do that. So whenever I started, I remember feeling so sweaty, like sweaty palms, and like, what do I do now? I just signed up to be a coach and I don't even know what steps to take. But quickly I stopped that questioning mindset, and every time I would think, I don't know how to do this, or what did I just get myself into, or I don't know if this is going to be right for me, I have no idea what I'm doing, all of those things, I quickly just started to take those words and turn them to something positive. Like, I might not know what I'm doing right now, but I am going to learn and become a six-figure earner with Team Beachbody. I'm going to become an elite coach with Team Beachbody. I will be here in 1 year so I can look back and see what kind of culture and team and change and everything I have had an impact on so many lives. That was like my mission. So I would just replace any negative with a positive. So that was like the start, that I didn't realize how much momentum it would really build and help take off. Because when I started, if anyone should not be successful in this, it would have been me. And that sounds cliche, but I didn't post on social media. I had less than 140 Facebook friends, did not have Instagram, Twitter, nothing. I never even posted on Facebook because I made fun of the people who would post on social media talking about their life and all of those things. I was just in a really negative spot in my own life, knowing that I was missing my husband, who was full-time in the military and deployed all the time. I was not comfortable in my own skin, so it always makes more sense to, bring other people down to where you're at if you're not willing in that moment to lift your own self up. Again, I was 20 pounds heavier than I should have been, and blaming others for that instead of just like taking responsibility and ownership. And my husband and I were over $140,000 in non-mortgage debt, which is taxing and takes a toll on any marriage relationship. The stress was just eating at me. So I was just in a bad place 5 years ago, but I stopped saying the why me and I started to say why not me, and started to dig myself out of this hole that I had ultimately created and wanted to get out. I started to look at authors and business owners and people who I admired, and instead of thinking, oh, well, they're lucky, hate that word, I hate that, they're lucky, or they just fell into it, I realized very quickly that is so far from the truth. They just worked for what they wanted, and anyone who wants something to be different has to do something different in order to get there. So I started talking to myself as if I was already a six-figure earner, as if I already had achieved elite status in my business, and I didn't even know what any of that meant yet. But I knew that I had this foundation, and if I would build it with, solid bricks, layer by layer, figuring it all out, using the resources that I had, been given all through, like I said, Google and YouTube and my team trainings and everything. And if I would become the coach that I always wanted, then I could do this. So that's where I started. I just started plugging away every day, worked on myself first. I got so predictably consistent that people knew I was going to show up on social media at least 3 times a day around the same times every single day. I knew that if I could gain trust through posting with purpose, that I could start to make a difference in people's lives. That I knew if I could break that barrier of people sitting there wondering when I was going to quit, when they saw that I was not going to give up, when they saw that I was up every day working out in my garage or my living room at 5 in the morning, that even though they might think I was crazy in that moment, as they saw me getting results, as they saw my victories that I was sharing, as they saw people starting to join my team, because I'm celebrating it all through social media, that's how I was going to be able to start to gain trust with people to join me. And that's exactly what has happened. And that's how the momentum has built. That is how my business has been created, because I don't believe in leaders creating followers. I believe in taking that step up as a leader from the second that you sign up as a coach. And leaders create new leaders by inspiring but taking action to show that every step matters, and that no one can fail if you make giving up not an option. Okay, so that's just been my mission over these last 5 years. So, you see me showing up. I have created such an incredible team by the consistency, and by saying every day, here I am, these are the steps that I'm taking, come with me and do this too. So I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not fearful of what people think. I've overcome that through so much personal development and personal growth, because I knew from the very beginning that someone who is wanting to achieve a goal is going to stop there just by wanting. Someone who is deserving of achieving those goals has to work really hard to become the person who deserves to have that stuff. So that's where I'm at. So I'm happy to say that, through the grind, through the never give up attitude, through everything that I've done in this business, showing up when others won't, living my life like so many won't in the beginning so I can live this life now, has been incredible. So this business now, 5.5 years later, provides 100% for my family. My husband 2 years ago was able to walk away from the full-time military aspect in the Navy, no more deployments, and he still fulfills his dream of putting on that uniform and serving our country, but he joined the Air Force Reserves. So that's such a huge piece of my heart that, we've been able to do that. We paid off all of that debt 19 and a half months into my business. So I'm also going to say that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success, income, anything. You have to work for it. So everyone's income is determined on their work ethic, their own skill level, all of that. It's always going to be a disclaimer, because I have worked really hard and really smart to get to where I'm at, and anyone can do this and anyone can create this. I have achieved 5-time elite in my business, and these are all things that, the accolades that come with this business, but I feel like it's such an important piece of who I've become, because I love this business so much, and I love helping other people be able to create their dreams and make them reality too. So 6-figure earner every year, and I'm home with my kids. I am home raising my babies. I've never had to leave the house to go to a job that, whether I love it or not, nothing replaces being present with my children, getting them ready in the morning, getting them off the bus in the afternoon, being here for everything, being able to take off whenever I need to be with them. And we now have a 1-year-old, so we have 3 girls now, and my husband is home and present for every single second of this. So for me and my story and my journey, this has been such an incredible blessing to us. And we travel, gosh, probably 5 or 6 times a year with Beachbody. It's always an opportunity that coaches, who are working the business and advance and rank and all of these things can take advantage of. And I just feel like this has been my calling, and 5 years has gone so fast that I cannot wait to see what the next 5 years has in store. So I hope that if you have not yet joined our team, or you have not yet dove into your business, that maybe this video has helped you in some way to inspire you or motivate you or help you become disciplined enough to manage the time that you have to use to build this business, because it's a beautiful gift whenever you just go for it, stop making the excuses or stop thinking about the what ifs or the negatives, and start to really say, this will change my life by doing this, by not sitting on this opportunity and taking that next step. So I hope that you guys have a great day, and thanks for listening.